Hey sluts, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or if you don't celebrate anything in December, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year! So my dumb accidentally started choking on my spit earlier, and now I sound like a 50-year-old man trying to like hack up a loogie. So anyways, this is what I got for Christmas, in case you were wondering. It's a nice little stainless steel necklace that my mom got me. Okay, so when I started recording, I was a bit worried that this video would look dark because it was cloudy outside. And I did not want to use my little tripod light because I always end up with like uneven lighting using that little thing. Like parts of the piece would look blown out and some parts would look like it was standing under shadow. But anyways, thank goodness there wasn't any trouble with that. I'm actually kind of surprised that there wasn't any trouble with that. Anyways, I'm back with another speed paint video, except this time I'm painting with the medium that I hate. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The main reason why I hated working with watercolor is because I just didn't know what I was doing, like always. When I first started using watercolor, I was treating them like acrylic paint. I just didn't know that I had to actually wait for the paint to dry before going on top with another layer. And not to make myself sound like an idiot, but this was when I was like a child, like 5 to 6 years old. So what I would do, all the mistakes that I would do, one of them would be I would always saturate my brush with as much pigment as possible to get the brightest color, because I thought I needed, which would make all the colors bleed together and make my painting look, all gross and muddy. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, making the colors blend together was fun for like the first 5 seconds, and then I would get angry at the paint. Not myself though, the paint, because obviously nothing is my fault.
Bombastic side eye.
And all I wanted to do was turn back time and make my little, my little house painting look as perfect as possible. But obviously I did not have the power of time travel at the age of 6. What I would also like have trouble with like contrast. I was not good at detecting contrast at a young age, obviously. Like my foreground and my background would be like the same saturation, making the entire piece look flat. And even if I added shadows, depending on where my light source was. I guess it makes sense because I was a kid going through all these little experiments. And when kids see paint or any sort of medium, they don't really think about contrast. They just think about how bright the colors are. Speaking of colors, does anyone remember getting those like cheap art sets that came in like those little cases? I remember getting the watercolor one and they were all so chalky. Like the colors would be somewhat decent when wet, just wet. But after they dried, it was like half of the pigment was sucked right out of it. And sometimes I would get these little feathered splotches on my paintings after it dried. I mean, I would never see them when they were wet, only when after like the painting has completely dried. I even bought myself one of those beginner art cases just for nostalgia, like last Christmas. And I don't even know why I thought there were going to be any sort of like positive results. The paint was so bad that I couldn't even make like a simple gradient with the paint. Splotches were just everywhere. But now that I'm older and much, much wiser, I can now probably paint with watercolors like a pro.
Child. Anyway,
So after fixing all my past mistakes, here's a process video. So what I would do is paint in each section that I want to paint in, light layers, very thin, light layers first. So that way, if I were to choose the wrong color, I wouldn't be sitting at my desk panicking for 10 minutes trying to pick up the pigment with a wet brush and paper towel. After my first layer, I'll add another layer using the same pigment from before. That's basically the majority of the process. Just work from light to dark. Being slow and meticulous will practically save you from some sort of like heartache. And if you know what you're doing, you can get some nice glazing. This is the type of medium where you can't be impatient with. So anyways, after doing the 100 layers of watercolor challenge, I go in and add some texture by just loosely adding in some splotches of pigment in the grass and in the dirt. I basically do this just to add, some dimension to my piece so that it doesn't look flat. I also add in little details like grass spikes and some flowers here and there for like visual interest. Last, but certainly not least, I take out my Prisma colored pencils and outline everything that matches to the closest to the colors that I currently have. I have no proper reason to do this. I just do this for, stylistic reasons. So anyways, I just wanted this to look like it belonged in a children's storybook.
Just looks like a carrot. A really big carrot with potatoes on top. There's too many details in here. It looks amazing on camera. Couldn't they just said that he has plastic surgery? Oh my god, it's leaning. The window is leaning. This castle looks kind of dirty. Looks a little old. I kind of like it. Should I leave them white? It's kind of nice, just like this. Oh, that's saturated. I made it worse. One thing about me, I'm gonna splotch this paint everywhere. Actually, I think I should warm up these shadows. Make it look a little older looking. Not that quite abandoned, but still old. Like it's sandy walls, but clay. Yeah, clay. This isn't even dry yet. I'm kind of annoyed right now, but I don't have the patience. Maybe that's the reason why I didn't like watercolor, because I didn't have the patience to let it dry. This girl is clearly off her rocker. That looks good. Amazing.
He told me nothing because he's scared of you.
That laugh seemed a little forced. They're very accepting of someone who is not part of the tribe and who isn't meant to be a part of the tribe.
And if you made it this far into the video, I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow my Instagram. It's makardy.art.